Good morning, my friends, and welcome back. It's Hammer. Today is Monday, August 25th, 2025. I, of course, am here with the Daily Mortgage Rate Update, the only place on the web that you can join a live show that you don't have to pay for. And we talk about what's going on with rates and pricing. So we are out there on Facebook and YouTube. If you're here this morning, say good morning. If you're watching the replay, don't forget, just give me hashtag replay in the comments. Let me separate all those views from people who really watch and care about what's going on. So remember, if you would like a reminder that I'm going live, you can get a text alert at hmmr.io/reminder. And if you're not signed up for that, hmmr.io/reminder. We don't sell your information or use it for anything nefarious. We just send you out a text message with the links so you can jump on the show. You can also use this cool QR code right here as well. If you're interested, you can also check out some of our products. My company, many of you know me for Originator Success. However, believe it or not, the company is actually Hammer Solutions, and Originator Success is only one of our products. We started to branch out and give you guys more products to go out and get loans. So check out originatorssuccess.com if you're looking to build your online brand. If you want to start getting loans from AI search, which is becoming more and more popular, we are all over that. Also, we have released our new website builds. So go to originatorssuccess.com, sign up for a demo, and Austin will show you all about that one. So, but anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about on that one for now. So if you're here this morning, say good morning. Let's say hi to all the live folks who got here this morning. Good morning, Mark Clark and Randy Tico. Giddy up, sir. Great to have you here. Monica Dinkins. Great to see you as well. Megan Bissell, Julie Lawrence, good morning. Deb Dickinson, Holly Johnson, Rob Stewart, Randy Teagle. Is it cold here? Yeah, it's 61 here this morning. I'm chilly. Actually, I had the door open to let some fresh air in, and I got chilly. So good morning, Jerry Avila, Mike Brown, Robert Bashir. Jeep Invasion was awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you asking. We had a great time. We were there with friends, so always a good time when you're with friends. And a lot of Jeeps. I did pick up a new trunk piece for my Jeep, and I've decided to I was inspired to do a little more graphics, so I'm going to buy some graphics kits and kind of play with it. So good morning, Angela Walters, Jasmine Martin, Crystal Turbin, Mike Tebow, Faye Escribano, David Bow, Tim Klyla, Ron Siegel. Good morning, sir. Today is National Banana Split Day. That is awesome. Who likes themselves a banana split? If you like banana splits, give me a thumbs up emoji or a 1. If you don't like banana splits, give me a frowny face or a thumbs down or a 2 in the comments. So 1 if you like banana splits, 2 if you don't. But everyone else is here this morning. Good morning, Ron. Just dumped your Jeep last week. What do you mean dumped it? You mean like sold it or like rolled it over, or what does that mean, Ron Siegel? That's scary. Good morning, Sean Leland in the Pacific Northwest. Good to see you, sir. And Mike Tebow said QR code is under comments. Yeah. So how many of y'all love banana splits? Give me a 1 if you like a banana split. Give me a 2 if you don't like banana splits. Jack Straw is a big man. Ron Siegel said he'll take 3 of them. 3, he's not eating them because he's losing weight. Is that what 3 is, Siegel? Bobby Jay Jones, love banana splits. Tim Kly loves banana split. Right? Who could? Oh, you sold it. Okay, yeah. Brandy, you've never had a banana split? That's crazy. So, all right, y'all keep talking about banana splits. I'm going to jump in and go over the rest of what we got going on this morning as well. So, let's see. Let me share my screen. All right. And I think my computer got turned off, so I got to reload Presentify. All right, here we go. So, let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, so I was busy at the Jeep Fest, so I didn't get to go into details after things happened. So Powell came out on Friday morning with a more dovish comment than what was expected, and you could see that this is a very good candlestick. This is Friday's candlestick. It is green. Green gives us a smiley face, right? We love to see green candlesticks. Ooh, that was terrible. here you go. So it is here, and I'll look at what I'm doing this time. There we go. Okay, so we've got a nice green candlestick. You can also see that here in the 48-hour chart. When things were coming out in the morning right here, Powell came out swinging, and bonds really rallied to about here, continued up, and then ended the day. And we were all said and done, we were about plus 40 basis points on Friday morning. And what that did is it improved rate sheets. You saw that improvement. If you were had lenders with very early pricing, you saw reprices better. Most lenders, as this was improving, they were setting, and also they were expecting it. So they were setting pricing in this range anyway. So they priced all this. You saw this hit most of Friday rate sheets to begin with. Anybody that didn't see it in the morning repriced better on the day. But we saw, a jump of about 1/8 of a point. We went from 4.62 to 4.52. It's about 1/8 of a point in rate better. And I told you that was the max that we were going to see anyway, was about 1/8 of a point. But as you can see this morning, that is already starting to fade. We've got a bit of a drop here in overnight trading. Things are flat, which is good right here. We're kind of flat on the day, but we did lose about a quarter of what we picked up on Friday. Same thing for the 10-year treasury yield. If we take a look here, that went from 4.33 down to 4.25, right? So it was 4.33 down to 4.25. And right now, as you can see, we're at about 4.28. So it's given back a little bit of what it is. And for me, because of that, I would be locking anything closing near term, locking most risk averse. I think that it makes sense to just lock up a lot of what is already gathered. We're not seeing that rally continue this morning. And if we take a look here at mortgage-backed securities, let's take a look. Let me pull this. Come on, give me there it is. All right. Take a look here. We are basically, we've this was our high point. We started higher this day. That's what the red candlestick, but you ended the day lower. So we were never really above that line. We kind of crept above it, and now we're back below it. So you can see, and actually, if we push this back to 6 months, you can actually, we've talked about this before, that was kind of that's a terribly, let me do an arrow so I can get a better straight line. There you go. So even if we want to pull that, look at that one really gives you the idea that we had capped it right there, where we capped it back here in March as a high point, and it's fallen below. So there's a lot of technicals going on here. Let me make this full screen so you guys can see the whole thing. There you go. So this is what I was talking about, where we were in March. That was our high point in March. We had one day where it was above it, and again, boom, fell right below that. And then we had a big loss, and none of this really matters because this all had to do with different data. But looking at what we got right here, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Same thing for rate sheets. We were at 6.53, on the 13th, which was about a week and a half ago. And that's kind of been our low point. We're at 6.52, arguably a hair better this time, but we're kind of at our best point. So with that said, I would be looking at locking up loans. Let's take a look at what we've got going on for the economic calendar. Let me pull that up real quick and show you what we got for the economic calendar this week. We got the PCE inflation data later on this week. That's kind of important. So taking a look here at what we've got going on, there is nothing for economic data today. Everything starts tomorrow. Even then, you've got consumer confidence and 2-year note auction. Wednesday, there's a 5-year note auction. There's again, so you got really nothing here. You got nothing on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to get that second quarter GDP. Remember, you get the preliminary number, the revised number, and then the final number. So we're going to get this will be the revised. It'll take me too long to actually, if I don't talk. So this will be revised, and then there's really nothing else of merit on Thursday. You could argue that we've got the 7-year treasury auction, but really not a big thing there. As far as the PCE pricing here, that's quarterly. that you're going to see here. So this is kind of like a 1x, half the X. And then on Friday, we get the core PCE data, the full headline PCE data, but it's the core that's going to matter. This is the Fed's favorite gauge of inflation. Now, if we take a look at everything right now, markets are still only pricing in an 83%, and I'll move this lower so you guys can get the whole thing on the screen while you're watching me. An 83% probability of a cut on this September meeting. Remember, this was up to 99%. Even after Powell opened the door to a Fed rate cut, he didn't kick the door open and guarantee it. So I think we're going to see what we've seen before, where we had seen this drop all the way down. Where did it? I don't know if I can see it in the compare feature. I mean, we were down here at around 60% a month ago. And then even last week, it shows all those show the numbers unchanged, but that's because of when it kind of moved. But this was down quite a bit. I think we were down to below 70%. I think it was might have been right below 60% if I remember correctly, but this is still not huge. And as far as the number of cuts, I love how they do 2.5 cuts. There's no such thing as a half cut, right? But basically you're seeing markets pricing in the idea of 2 rate cuts. We're at 4.25. This would bring us to 3.75. There's a little bit of momentum. I mean, a third that we would see either a larger cut. Mike Morano, Ron Siegel, both have called that they think they'll see a 50 basis point September cut. Market's not really feeling that at all. There is no 50 basis point column at all, and only 85% expectation that we'll even see a cut at all in September. So that PCE data is going to make a big difference for that as well. Like Ron pointed out, it's the same as always. Markets overreacted on Friday. And that's kind of what we've seen. In fact, I mean, what Powell did is he made a comment that their policy was shifting. In fact, here, let me check my text message. Shifting balance of risks may warrant adjusting our policy stance. So he basically alluded to the fact that the labor market data came in so weak, and especially those revisions. And he said that it might warrant adjusting the policy stance, meaning they'll look more at labor market data than they were looking at it as compared to the inflation data. Remember, the Fed's dual mandate, lower inflation, which I say lower inflation because it's higher than what they're looking for price stability. Their mandate is price stability and maximum employment. So, basically they're which one do they need to pay more attention to? Is the labor market more of a concern, or is inflation more of a concern? And last week, after his comments, it looked like the Fed was paying attention to the labor market, but if that PCE data comes in and show, we could see this continue to trickle out. So I would be there. Yeah, Ron says the driver to the 50 basis point cut will be the jobs report revisions in the beginning of September. I mean, that's really, it's a great point, and that's what you've got to decide and have that conversation with your consumer. Are you gambling into that September 5th jobs data, which would be August jobs data? Do we think that we'll continue to see another weak report? That would see rates improve a little bit, probably maybe even another eighth. But that's probably about it. But if that data shows the previous week revisions are stronger, well, then it's going to blow up. And I do feel that there are people that may interpret the data differently than they would have interpreted it before the head of the BLS was fired. Trump wants to have his cake and eat it too. He wants to have a strong labor market and still get lower rates. Generally, you're only going to push rates down when the labor market is weak, but he wants both. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Sean says, watch the job numbers revise back to give Trump what he wants, and it blows up rates. And that's kind of what I think is a possibility. I really do. So that's kind of where they're at. Ron Siegel said, I told my buyers to lock on Friday as they're looking to close early September. Exactly. And that's why let me throw it up because I don't have it on here. I don't know why I don't have it on here. That's why I always look at when is the loan closing. If you're looking to close in early September, if that labor market data on the 5th does not come in favorably for bonds, you're not going to have any time for recovery. But what'll happen is rate sheets will jump and you're going to have to take those rates. So when you look at the fact, how greedy do we want to get? And I say greedy, joking around, right? But how much do we really want to wait for when you're looking at 6.52 is right there with some of the best rates that we have seen? Where was 6.53? This was the previous best. We're right there. Just take it. Take it. Take it. Even if you locked before that, if you locked it an eighth of a point worse, how bad is that? I love it when people get so stuck on the vanity of that. You could argue the amortization of the entire loan and, it's going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars. But the reality is, how much of a payment difference is an eighth of a point on a $400,000 loan? That's a great question. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to go to, our, let me make myself small. There you go. I am going to our Originator Success website. And on that website, we have a mortgage calculator. And if we do a 400, 1, 2, 3, and we do 7%, or here, 6.5%, let's go ahead and keep everything else at 0. So let's make the down payment 0%. So we've got straight 400,000, right? So a 6.5 payment, 400,000 is 2528. And if we make this 6.375, it's 2496. So 2496. So it's the difference of $60. An eighth of a point is a $60. So it's there, but is it really big? No, actually I'm at 6.6, 6.5. I butterfingered. Oh, so it's not even $60. So it's 25.28 and 24.96. So it's $30. So you're looking at a $30, $31 difference in payment, so anyway, keep that in mind when you're looking at this stuff. By the way, yes, these are our amazing sites with all the cool stuff that we have. And these are designed for dual purpose of maximizing AI search. There's so much built into this for AI search, as well as actually getting people to contact you and to reach out and do a loan. So these are optimized for Google search, for AI search, and all of that. So if you'd like to know more about Originator Success, we're not a website company, but the website is one component of what we do with all of it. So check it out at originatorssuccess.com. Ron Siegel says CPI using over 40% weighting to housing, only 7% of the population moves each year. Why is that weighting so meaningful? Yeah. But all right, my friends, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much. So 55 of you on live this morning. So great to see all of you. Thank you. I appreciate you. And remember, we do this each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Join us tomorrow, and we will talk about what we're talking about. So, yeah, Mike, I'm not throwing shade at Lead Pops. Lead Pops makes a great lead capture site, but that technology is so far behind what's working right now. The other thing, too, is consumers do not want to fill out forms. They don't want to fill out forms. If you're running ads, you need a lead capture site. Absolutely. But if you're looking for a primary website, that's not the way to go. And these are, I've got all the stuff to back it up. Again, I'm not throwing shade at Lead Pops. Rebel IQ, Andrew Paul, great guy, great company, great people. So, all right, my friends, I'll catch y'all later. Take care. Make it a great one. Bye-bye.